Shopify. I'm sure they have wholesome values too.
Yeah, I'm like, what are we implying here? You know? Meanwhile, Shopify, word on the street, hate their moms. Weird.
Whoa. Let's keep it on the ripped here. Good, clean game of League of
I
Legends.
was trying to, but I was just shocked when I heard that, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Who would even say something like that?
Is Ludwig watching right now?
Yeah, what's up with that?
We got to talk to him.
You guys hate your moms? Come on.
Why is he going to get the moms out there?
Yeah, where are the Shopify moms?
He's going to get the whole families, actually. He's going to have to one-up them, you know?
Exactly.
You can't just, equal.
Yeah, it can become a battle, and then you're bringing in third cousins and stuff.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
people you never met before.
The family reunion.
Yeah. Gotta get the dogs out here. All right, well, we got a lot of the usual suspects on the ban list here. Varus, Orianna, Karma, Seraphine. A lot of the enchanters getting permabanned these days, and it is going to be a Bard first pick here for Cryogen, one of his popular picks these days, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like it is a very versatile champion too. Obviously, you can do offensive or defensive ults with it. You can build a team that wants to split on the map or still good for team fights. You can pick Caitlyn. Bard is definitely a very, very good combo at the moment, but definitely has a lot of other partners as well. All right, the Ezreal plus the Neeko here for the poke and the engage.
Yeah, Ezreal Neeko, very strong. It is kind of what people seem to go to when Karma is taken away a lot of the times. Of course, you can play Ezreal with a lot of different champions. It is quite versatile. We'll see what Gryffin wants to play this week.
I've been waiting for him to do Skarner because we've had all this talk about Hanbok Skarner, and it's crazy. You got to ban it. But Gryffin was one of the first pro players to spend tons and tons of games on Skarner after the rework. He was spamming it, climbing Korean solo queue, and innovated on his builds. And now Skarner's good again, and Griffin's not slamming it. It's still stuck on this Pantheon, which is a very good pick, and has a lot behind it as well. So they got the point and click stun, the good setup here with Pantheon that we've talked about many times for Gryffin, and he's had some very good games on it.
And we've talked many times about this Jhin, a very controversial pick that Massu loves. Clearly is a big fan of the pick, but a lot of people are not a fan of him picking it. And generally speaking, a lot of teams, have not been having the most success with it. He did only play it one time this split.
He got the haters.
Exactly. He got a big early game lead, but it did end up resulting in a loss. And I'm curious what his record was on lock-in, because I recall him playing it in lock-in quite a bit as well. Yeah, so he was 1-3 on it in lock-in, and then 0-1, so 1-4 overall throughout the full year on the pick. And it is one that, you understand why he plays it. He seems to perform very well on it in-game. He hits so many long-range deadly flourishes. He's, really on point with it. But it also often just results in a loss. It's just one of those things that I think you need a lot of support from the rest of your team as far as consistent DPS, because Jhin often does not really bring that. And a lot of times when Jhin gets picked, people then will go with really heavy frontline picks that are just going to be kind of able to kind of play in the face of the Jhin. And Jhin really struggles against Scions and Ornns and champions of that nature.
It is interesting here because we'll see if Fudge does go with a big beefy frontline and allow FlyQuest Gakgos to play some Gwen carry or something into it, because I could definitely see him picking something like that and having a field day up there. So he's had more success as you've been focused on a lot of the carry champions rather than playing the tanks himself for Gakgos. So that can always be an angle. Snip.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I just think that he plays these carries so well. He's really good at setting up his own plays, finding his own angles to really create action. And that's something that you can't always do on a tank, right? Generally, for a tank, you have to be really well coordinated with your team. It's more about setting up for your teammates rather than setting up for yourself. You can't necessarily go on these, one-man dives or big flanks on your own. Shopify clearly investing heavily into full dive here with any Nocturne, Neeko, True Shot Barrage over the top, and we're just kind of waiting to find out what Fudge will be going for, as Gakgos will be the one playing blind, which, since he is picking blind, there's a higher chance that he would go towards those tanks that they haven't had nearly as much success on.
Man, this is a crazy blitz comp. Just in the phrase of going very aggressive very quickly.
Let's crank top like Lorlo.
Not exactly the yeah, just like Lorlo. But Nocturne with Neeko and Annie, holy moly, that engage is crazy. And this is 2 immobile carries. Picking the Viktor here as well. It's a very good lane. You outrange the Annie in lane. You know, you can poke him down. Especially, you have to imagine, with Deathfire Touch, that's going to be even more abusive. Viktor is one of the best at
Anivia top.
Okay, here we go.
Or is it going to be Viktor top? I mean, either or, but I think it's Anivia top. Anivia top is actually really strong in solo queue right now. Has been strong in solo queue for a long time, just incredibly low play rate, but has always been a really, really high win rate champion.
And it's been used in pro play, you know,
here and there.
A lot in like counter pick scenarios.
Yeah.
But definitely not as much for blind pick here. But we'll see if Gakgos up there is going to be fine into the Gragas. Gragas, of course, did get the W change, but
so it has 14 plays of Anivia top in the top 4 leagues in top lane, and 28% win rate. So has been played a decent bit, not that much success on it, of course, in top lane. Obviously doing, you know, a lot better in mid lane, more where it's kind of brought out as a more of a standard pick, but very interesting stuff. And it is going to be Gragas, you know, which we got to see Gragas yesterday. You know, it did win the game, if I recall, but wasn't really doing that well in lane against the Jace. Obviously, the thought process of Gragas into all these range matchups is you can just Q max with Comet and you can kind of just poke and survive a lot of the damage that's going to be coming in. The W buff, you know, which we talked about a lot on the dive, is very big, but it's a very late game thing. No one's actually that I've seen change their skill order to get points in W earlier. And it's the exact same as it was at rank 1. But when you get late in the game, especially if you're going Roa and you have all the XP from the role quest, hey, you can get max rank W.
Yeah. A lot of people like Gragas as kind of a neutralizing pick into a lot of matchups. So just a lot of good sustain up there and should be able to clear, no problem. But it also, for the team comp, gives even more engaged. You just like Nocturne with Annie and Neeko and Gragas is crazy engaged. They can flank you from all angles. They can literally have all 5 people come from a different angle and threaten you. So FlyQuest going to have to keep up their vision, and even then, the lights might get turned off from Nocturne ultimate. So we'll see how they can operate if Shopify Rebellion here can start to turn it up, because Shopify, they don't have a lot of time left here. Of course, there is some pressure at the bottom of the standings as we get closer and closer to playoffs, to the cutoff of getting in. And it would feel really good to get a win over FlyQuest here, because they're already kind of up in the middle of the pack there with the 2 wins for themselves. And Shopify would love to put some distance between themselves and like Disguised and stuff.
Yeah, DSG and Dig, you know, the 2 teams that are currently kind of down at the bottom there with them. But of course, you know, if Shopify loses, they will be in those bottom 2 spots for now. These are the previous couple matches, as we see Summoners getting traded out. Massu going to have to retreat back. That these teams have had. Obviously, Shopify has had very strong opponents. They played against Lion as well as C9. And then the 2 matches in the middle are the teams that both of them have played. So they have played against all of the top 3 teams on the side of Shopify, where FlyQuest still has some of those toughest matches remaining. So even though they are that 1 game up, it does not guarantee that they're going to be finishing above them in the standings whatsoever.
Yeah. Definitely still up in the air. Would love to secure a big victory with Fudge, taking a decent amount of damage here as Gakgos is pushing in as well. Get him low on the sustain early on, and the Comet Gragas with the Doran's Ring, kind of as expected. But I really want to check in on how much can Viktor abuse Annie in the matchup now with the Deathfire Touch being added. Because Viktor is one of the best at keeping this up. And this rune really benefits if you can keep it up and get the increased damage. Zinie himself also going for it too, though, and just goes in for the trades to make sure that he can get some value out of his too during his shield timing. Yeah, but I imagine we'll check in on the damage numbers of the rune, you know, in like 10 minutes or whatever, and see a discrepancy. A fairly big one.
Yeah, I would think so. Annie in general just struggles into long range, right? Because you are just going to get poked every time you come up. I mean, this is why Quad is positioning so far forward. Every time Annie comes up for a last hit, the Viktor can just hit you with a laser. Of course, you have a little bit of return damage with the Molten Shell. You know, you pop your E when you're getting hit by some damage. You know, that can apply the Deathfire Grass back and return a little bit of damage, but it is always difficult for you. And for Gragas, the early game is often just kind of pretty heavily mana gated. A lot of people feel like Gragas turns on once you get Catalyst if you want to go towards that Roa build. Though a lot more people are going Rocket Belt and sometimes just Tier into Rocket Belt. When we saw Gragas yesterday, it was both Tier and Roa, so there are a lot of different options you can go for as far as builds.
All right, junglers done with their first clears. Just trade crabs, do a little handshake there, and go for a normal recall. So just normal laning for the very beginning here. Nothing too crazy, as FlyQuest are actually pushing in on both mid and bottom side.
And we got Jad, though, who's standing by with a very special guest.
Thanks. I'm here with a mom of FlyQuest, Massu's mom. Tell me a little bit about what FlyQuest has done this past week.
Okay, so for that, I'm very grateful and thankful for FlyQuest for this invitation for the Mother's Day. So it was like such an event to spend with our sons, me and the other mothers, and it's really very nice to be here live on the stage with all the players, with you guys, everyone.
What's it been like watching Massu play these last several years? Because he came through the academy system, had so much success last year, and now he's kind of a leader on this new FlyQuest
Yes,
team.
yeah, that's right. This is very rewarding to my heart because I see him growing in this field, and this is his passion since he was 7, 9 years old. He started with the e-games, and then at 10 years old, he was playing better than his brother, the oldest one who introduced him to this game.
It's amazing seeing your support for him. How invested do you get into the games when he's playing?
So when he's playing, no. For myself, I would be frozen to death because I will be just saying prayers, hoping the team to win. If he wins, so this is Massu's win. If he loses, this is the teammate's fault. Yeah.
What do you think the chances are today for a FlyQuest win?
So I wish everyone has, for FlyQuest to win, but I like also Shopify Rebellion, but no, win for FlyQuest, for sure.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone.
Yeah, back to the cast.
Mm-hmm.
She could be a League of Legends player herself. She's already got the mentality down. If you win, it's because of you. If you lose, it's the teammate's fault.
Yep, she's just like me for real. It's either Massu's wins or teammates.
What's the team doing? Didn't support Massu enough today. That's funny. It's great seeing the families come out and being so supportive. And that's something that's actually just cool in general, as Massu, going to get wrapped around on here, does get rooted up. Should be okay, but does take quite a bit of damage there. As Cryogen now going to come in, Deadly Flourish will go wide. Seos taking a little damage on the back end of that trade, but now Contractz is here. Gryffin is going to be here as well. Cryogen forced to use the Magical Journey in retreat.
Put up some hot cocoa here for the healing afterwards, so not too big of an exchange. Going to go for full recalls on the side of FlyQuest here, so actually Massu going to stop his and just continue farming, but Contractz feels pretty good here on the Nocturne. Level 6 should be able to start up the Dragon off of that play. And doesn't look like FlyQuest even want to contest.
Yeah, something worth noting is that Bvoy is actually playing Exhaust. So something that you see more in solo queue, especially as tech against assassins and these types of champions. But you definitely see it a lot less in pro. And it is interesting because Anivia is going to be calling longer range, Viktor's longer range. Obviously, Gryffin on the Pantheon is a great target, and maybe that's what he's kind of thinking about it for. The Grand Starfall comes through, you just kind of exhaust the Pantheon and negate a lot of that damage. But it is an interesting tech choice here, and we'll see how that pays off.
Yeah, definitely very interesting, especially if you get into isolated duels with people and side lanes and stuff later on too. Yeah, with Bard being a very roam-heavy support and Neeko also being a very roam-heavy support, maybe we do see Massu with Trinity Force Spike and looking for some plays with Exhaust.
Yeah, absolutely. Could look for those plays on Massu. And Zinie just continuing to get pushed in here, but has stayed basically dead even as far as the farm is concerned, so not going to be worried about that whatsoever. Fudge has been under his tower for most of this lane, as you would expect against Anivia. It's very hard in an isolated 1v1. I've even seen a lot of top laners talking about even just crafting what is even supposed to be the counter pick to Anivia, because Anivia in an isolated 1v1 for most top lane champs is just very, very difficult. So it is going to be tough for Fudge, but he is sustaining well, and really his job is just surviving. He doesn't have to do too much.
Yeah, exactly. The kind of nullifier pick, the absorbing pick, whatever you want to call it up there. Not give up too much pressure on your tower plates, keep your CS decent, and then perform in team fights.
And that's one of the nice things about Gragas, kind of similar to Cassante, is that even when you're getting pushed in, it is risky to hit the tower against Gragas, because Gragas can both clear out the wave and knock you in with the explosive cask. And that can mean all of a sudden you are stunned under the tower from a body slam, the tower is shooting you, and that is how Gragas gets a lot of 1v1 kills when people get a little bit over aggressive and they're trying to chip away at that turret. So something that Gakgos is going to have to be careful of. You know, even if he perma has push, can't always hit the tower.
And look at this, they are really respecting the Pantheon ability to ult it down here. So wave held there by FlyQuest, very close to their turret, and Shopify don't want to expose themselves to a Pantheon ultimate or anything early on, because they know Contractz is taking the grubs right now. We've got junglers on opposite sides of the map, and so they just go for a recall, and they just kind of eat some of the CS lost that is going to occur.
And you can see both Quad and Gakgos are going to be going for the Rod of Ages rush here. Makes a lot of sense, especially when you're seeing how much burst, how much dive there is over on the other side. You want a little bit of tankiness. And generally speaking, a lot of the Anivias these days are not going tier. They're just going Roa straight into something else, Leandries, whatever. But also a reminder that the LCS Spring Finals will be taking place in Mullet Arena at Arizona State University from June 13th to 14th. The tickets are available now. Scan that QR code. And maybe you'll see some of these teams there. Who knows?
Maybe. Gonna have to make a strong run here, but either of these teams are positioned to do it.
Just gotta lock in for playoffs.
Lock in. Honestly, when are we gonna get some action in this game? We've had a Nocturne and a Pantheon both with ultimates ready for a while, but nobody is trading heavily enough to blow any summoner spells.
Oh, here we go. You ask for it, and Gryffin's going to deliver. The Grand Starfall coming down to the bot lane. They're looking for Seos. The roots, the stuns. Cryogen almost gets burst down on the other side, but they lose vision of him. I think the Nocturne lost vision on that paranoia because Seos died right as he popped it. So not only is that first blood for FlyQuest, it is a frustrated Contractz who can't go in for that free kill.
Oh, so close there trying to get the counter, but he who strikes first often reaps the rewards, and FlyQuest, they use it first. They got the setup, really good CC chain onto Seos. Seos didn't even get the flash, topside play.
Zinie is here, and that is a nice setup for Fudge. Gakgos, you have to think he is about to die. Zinie is out of mana, but I don't know if you're going to get away, even if you do come back to life here, and Tibbers is burning you down. Zinie claims the reward from the roam, and the nice setup there from Fudge.
Okay, there they go. Now they get their counter kill. It does leave mid open, though. You see the minions dying, and you see Quad as well, farming another turret plate for himself. So it still comes at a cost, though they do even up the kill score at the very least. FlyQuest still quite happy with this marginal gold lead that they have early in the game.
And I think this play right here exemplifies a lot of times where it's actually better, if you're going to be late on the roam, don't match the roam, just push. Because Quad is actually up gold, even though Zinie got a kill off of his roam, and you're getting experience, you're sometimes taking plates, you know, there's a lot of a cost every time you roam.
Yeah, especially if you're a Viktor, and your roam is not that great.
It's slow.
You're slow, you're hobbling over there with your cane, your walking stick. It doesn't have the biggest initial impact, but speaking of initial impacts, here is the play onto Seos, and he walked right onto the ward, so they just attack him immediately going for the control ward. Instant answer there. Seos used the magical, or Cryogen used the magical journey, and they had the burst damage. Good flash from him, and with the control ward still alive in the bush as well, he was able to walk out just.
And in that replay, Contractz finished all the Krugs before he went over. I think he could have actually got there faster. He would have just had to drop the camp, but here comes Seos looking for the engage. The Pop Blossom across two. The True Shot Barrage onto Gryffin. He's looking for a trade back. He flashes, he goes through the wall as Bvoy comes in, trying to get Cryogen. Cryogen looking like he's going to get chased down. Can't actually get to the Blast Cone and get out. It's a couple of kills there for Shopify.
Okay, so FlyQuest, they do get the dragon, but it's a very big cost. Top lane, though, is pushing in their favor. So at least Gakgos, the Anivia, after getting back, is going to be able to get turret plate money and get some money for FlyQuest there, too, to kind of balance some of the kills. But let's take a look at this because they do barely burst down the dragon. Jhin 4th shot. Massu's the one who gets it. And then Gryffin trying to kill Seos again. They get so close, but with the exhaust, he's also going to go down. So they got one right there. And then Bvoy is able to arcane shift over the top. And so second death here for Seos. But they get the extra kill for themselves.
That was a bit of a risky fight, though, for Shopify. I feel like had Gryffin got the Aegis Assault up a little bit earlier, and generally you see people time that with the Pop Blossom pretty easily, because he got hit by that before the Aegis Assault came up, then he got hit by the True Shot Barrage. He took so much damage before he got that out. He didn't actually get it off until he came out of that at about 5% HP. So had he actually blocked a lot of that initial damage, maybe the fight goes way more in their favor.
Plus, they're actually not getting the great gold distribution on these kills because Cryogen also got the last hit on that one on Seos, and so that's 2 kills for Cryogen. It did fund his Mikhails, so maybe that saves your life, and then you're like, oh, okay, fine. But
saved your life. Your teammates would have executed you otherwise.
Woo, sweating.
Don't worry. I got a good support item. It's not a dev man. So I bought a Mikhails.
I'm spending the money for you.
Exactly.
You know, look what I got you.
I did rob you, but I bought you something nice with it, with the money. There you go. Well, he saves himself, and maybe his teammates with the Mikhails.
This is a genius. Okay.
Yeah.
He's now on the move, as Bards will, rotating around the map, trying to create some plays here. And now there are some summoner spells to take advantage of. I'm mainly looking at the Viktor, though. Quad, no flash, and being in a side lane can be a dangerous spot for a Viktor. Currently, he's getting pushed in, so he's fine. You have to give up a little bit of pressure, but you stay safe by your tower.
Contractz was heading down there, but of course they saw Gryffin was in the area, who is covering Quad. And Contractz continuing to farm effectively here. Is up a decent little bit of experience, you know, I don't know, 30% of a level or so, working in towards that rank 2 ultimate, which he would love to grab before he has to pop Paranoia again. You get the increased range, you get the reduced cooldown. It is going to feel so much more easy to make those plays once you have that second rank in the ultimate.
Definitely true, and the consecutive ones come a lot quicker. Top side's a lot of vision here, too, invested from FlyQuest, so they definitely setting up camp. Oh, no, Gragas is pretty hard to punish, especially with the tankier build, with flash available. So, honestly, I'm still trying to...
Oh, Zinie rocket belts in there, but Quad getting some good damage back onto him. And yeah, talking about that Gragas, it is going to be the tier plus Roa. I'm assuming it's just going to be Thimblewinter, the same style of build as before. Sometimes people do go into a more aggressive full AP style build, but generally it's AP tanky as Gryffin going to get jumped on. This time the Aegis Salt is timed well. Contractz flashes in. Here comes the Pop Blossom. The Mikhails is there, as well as the Bardol from Cryogen and the Binding, but they can't get the damage back onto Contractz to take him down. And Massu put low as well. Nice attempt by Cryogen to save his jungler, but Gryffin does get picked off at the end of the day.
Yeah, and Contractz, he flashes early, even though Griffin's flash not quite back up, but it also ends up veering them to walk a little bit back towards the other direction, too. Massu uses the barrier.
Yeah, got a bit nervous there. If that Mystic Shot hit, knew he might have been going down as the W had already connected, so Massu has to early pop the barrier. Gonna get spotted. True Shot Barrage is up now as he gets the cooldown reset. Massu seeing that blue trinket, that is a bit of a tell that he's going to be looking for it, so knows to sidestep it, and Shopify going to be starting up this Herald. Massu's recall, though, still delayed, even though he didn't die, so not really much of an opportunity to contest this, I don't feel like.
Yeah, it feels pretty dangerous. So even though Gryffin does have his ultimate, don't think they're going to use it here. You just kind of accept your losses after that previous fight and losing a lot of priority on the mid. Massu with his back now trying to make his way back out there. And it's just going to be a good objective here from Shopify. And it's Seos who starts it out. That ward up by the Raptors here, letting Seos land this snare to make this initiation possible. You shout out Cryogen there. He's doing his best. He tried to save a life with the money that he spent, but not quite able to save him from all of the Shopify burst. So really good play from Shopify. You know, that ward, this area around Raptors that you just saw there, definitely a strong spot for looking for some of these picks mid-game here. And Seos setting the trap and starting it all off.
Yeah, well, for FlyQuest, it was Cryogen that's getting those kills. Bvoy is grabbing almost all of them on the other side. Zinie got the only other kill. Bvoy has grabbed every kill that he has been around for, so he's now 3-0 And even though they're dead even in CS, he's up 1.2k gold. The Ezreal getting very strong at this point. That tier is almost fully stacked, and he already has that Triforce, so much stronger than Massu at this point of the game. And it's going to make things a little bit more difficult there for FlyQuest.
Meanwhile, Dragon setup here for FlyQuest going nicely, though. See if they get the push out. Contractz does have another ult ready on Nocturne, though, so they could send again.
Yeah, Contractz is moving over to that side of the map, so they're definitely here and ready. Contractz will be spotted as he steps on that Jhin trap crossing. But it feels like with Gryffin going up towards topside, I don't know if they still want to even contest this. It feels like they might just be looking to give and just continue to play towards that top side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Bvoy is just huge right now. On 2-item power spike, he's got full mid lane prio. They're going to get the tower and the setup for the Dragon easily here. He just pushes in. Can't really contest this Ezreal on... He's about to transform to Muramana also. It's like he is really, really power spiking here. The poke damage from this Ezreal is going to get insane.
Fudge did go Lost Chapter, so he is going full AP. So he is going to go for that more aggressive style. Yesterday we did see the Fimbulwinter. Of course, quite a while ago, quite a long time ago at this point, they did take a lot of the base damages out of Gragas to try to incentivize that you had to go more AP. And that's why we kind of saw the death of tank Gragas, where it's like, hey, all of a sudden you need AP to actually clear out these waves and to have more threat. So he is going to be going for that Archangels, and we'll see how it does work out for him. You know, AP Gragas is just really exciting to watch because it is so hit or miss. It's such high variance. If you have that perfect team fight, you can instantly win it for your team. If you go in, your body slam gets flashed, your cast knocks someone away, it is absolutely cooked.
True. Gragas is very important to hit your skills, this champion. I have to say, he also, although he gave up the top tower, he gave it up slower.
Honorably.
Yeah, he gave it up honorably, but he also gave it up slower because Bvoy was able to get the first tower bonus in mid before losing it. So that's basically job completed right there. Your Ezreal got the first tower bonus gold. And
look at it! Look at that walk. That's a confident man.
True. Everyone uses this Arctic Ops skin as well. It's so smooth. As we now we'll see him take center stage. Can he get a good Gragas initiation?
Cryogen going to be able to spot him walking in, but he's going to be able to just magical journey back to safety here. As Shopify do start up this Dragon. It was quite delayed on the start, and now Gryffin is coming out from base here. Zinie getting poked away on there. Does have to use a Rocket Belt as the Grand Starfall comes in. Gryffin can not connect, but he can steal the Dragon. The Pop Blossom coming through does connect onto a couple, and on the far side, it's Gakgos in trouble, but Massu is stepping forward. They've killed off Seos. Bvoy is looking like he's in trouble. Contract's gonna get stunned up. The Tempered Fate connects onto the Ezreal. Can they stun him in the wall? Cryogen gets burst down before he can follow up his own CC, but Gakgos with the Flash Frost across the wall connects onto Fudge. Fudge goes back into the pit. I'm not sure if that's where he wants to be. Bvoy and Zinie, though, standing strong on the side, and Fudge escapes over the backside of that pit. Does have to flash out. FlyQuest, though, walk away with the extra kill and the Dragon, thanks to the big steal from Gryffin.
Oh, man. These fights when you have Nocturne and they turn out the lights look so crazy from the other team's perspective. The way that Gakgos played this with his teleport shield on Anivia, he just ran straight in, knowing he has the teleport shield and the Anivia egg, and he just like flew right into the middle of the enemy team, the cast wall, and flashed over. So let's take another look. FlyQuest looking to contest here, so they teleport in. He's going to get the big Anivia shield from the bottom side. Quad pushes Zinie out from this side, so Zinie's basically out of the fight here, but then you have him flying right in. You get the Seos ultimate, and immediately, look, he's flashing over here. He has 3 people on him. They can't actually put threat on his life because he also has egg, though. So it allows FlyQuest to get the early lead. It's just then, with the follow, Cryogen also gets bursted. And then you have to give a little bit on the chase, but definitely a nice contest from them. And even on a champion, you know, like Anivia, that is a high damage dealing spell caster with the teleport shield and the egg, you get right in there. And
nicely done.
Yeah, nicely done from them. They have both mages on the bottom side at the moment, though.
And I didn't quite catch it because it seemed like we went down a little bit late, but I'm assuming there was the wall in front of the tower, so I'm assuming he had the timing to actually stop the charge on the turret. Zinie did die in that picture-in-picture during the replay, was picked off walking through the river, so FlyQuest were able to grab another kill, and we saw that reaction from the FlyQuest family up in the press box there, watching the game, very happy about that last fight for FlyQuest.
So I went further back before the replay even started. He was clearing a control ward, and then he recalled right where he cleared the control ward.
Fudge going to be in some trouble here. Uses the explosive cast to try to buy some time here. Does sidestep the deadly flourish, but he is fully surrounded and taken down. But on the other side is Shopify trying to rush the Baron. Cryogen has eyes on it, though. I don't think they have the damage to finish this off. You have got to peel off immediately. But Massu, got to be careful face checking that. Zinie's going to flash in. Massu gets caught, and Massu gets deleted. Zinie's in trouble on the other side. Quad trying to survive. Contractz flashes forward. The Tempered Fate to buy a little bit of time. They got to block the shots from Bvoy, though. Quad does stay up. It's all up to Bvoy, though, as he shifts over the wall, takes down Cryogen. It is going to be a 3-for-3, an absolute bloodbath there as Massu went too far forward. He thought they were still in the Baron for sure. He got way too close to that brush.
Yeah, I mean, they were rushing in, trying to stop it. I want, what's the last HP that they saw on it? Okay, so they see it now,
vision.
9K. They see 9K. Yeah, they see the full vision of it.
And they see they're off. It's even reset. He got way too close.
Yeah.
He just, I think his camera was not on the Baron bit. You have to think.
Yeah. And you know, you have to re-examine comps there too. Like that is the critical information that should be in the comps. Like they're off. Because again, when we're in Champ Select, highlighting so heavily the crazy engage that this team comp is capable of with Nocturne, Ultimate, and Neeko. We just saw the combination there, and they didn't even have the Gragas alive. Some head scratcher from Apollo there. He's just like, oh.
Yep.
Why?
Yeah, that's tough. I mean, you just got a little bit too close, and then you have that Rocket Bell flash engage, and all the ultis come through, and you are just insta one-shot if you miss position.
Yeah. I mean, it's so scary. Literally, like, every champion on that squad can do it. Zinie got, I forget who was standing next to Massu, but it was a good setup there. So now we're in a world where the gold is very, very close, and we're just kind of separated by the extra dragon here. So now we start to open up the map, and you get more of these pick plays with the Nocturne, with the Bard looking around to blow summoner spells. And namely the Viktor and the Anivia have to be really careful when farming and catching some of these waves. So it might start to get hard for FlyQuest to get like early timings on plays. They might have to like catch a lot of waves, be a lot receiving, and then you're a little bit behind on timers. At least that's what Shopify are looking to create.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, for Shopify, when I see Bvoy as this fed, I feel like I just need to make space for my Ezreal, right? You know, I can throw my life into the back line, create this space for him, push back quad, push back Massu. And even if you're trading your life for a play like that, you give Bvoy space, he is going to do so much with it. He has 6 kills now. As Zinie not quite caught there by Cryogen, but he is going to be trying to catch up to him, looking for the binding. Can't quite find it. The Deadly Flourish does connect, though, as the Paranoia gets popped, and Fudge on the side is fighting here. They're going to be trying to knock down Gakgos, but he flashes back, and Gakgos is softening up everyone. Griffin's going to flash over the wall. They do find the Ezreal, but the shift is buffered over the wall, and Gakgos is into the egg. Cryogen is trying to peel for his top laner here. The Grand Starfall is going to be coming out. Massu's going to be looking as well. Contractz battling against Quad. Quad gets feared up. Bvoy shifts in, but it gets bound by Cryogen. Knocked down by Quad, who goes onto the killing spree. Contractz able to sidestep the Deadly Flourish as he escapes from Massu, but they're still chasing, and they're going to be able to get the dragon off the back of this as well.
Oh, the chaos is not going in Shopify's favor. Contractz, I think you're going to get caught as well. He's scrambling. It's a game of hide and seek, and he doesn't have many places to hide.
This should be an easy kill here for Massu, trying to delay that death timer just a little bit longer, and now it's going to be Baron on the table with the jungler just falling down.
Azael, that play started all the way back the rewind. Zinie just whiffed his timbers. He was trying to hit Cryogen, isolated with it by the tri-brush. He whiffed it, and FlyQuest saw it, and they're like, oh, great, we're just going to run him down. And it leads all the way not just to the dragon going over to FlyQuest, but also the Baron.
We'll see if they can get there to try to do anything. Bvoy is back up. He's running from base. True Shot Barrage going to come out here. They're going to try to see if there's an angle to do anything here, but Gryffin takes it. The Magical Journey is there to try to get out over the wall. Quad will be the last one out. And FlyQuest will exfiltrate the Baron. They grab it, and Fudge looking, but won't be able to find anything.
Ah, man. Zinie's gonna want this one back. Are we going to see it?
Any here?
No flash on any. Can we look at any? Any no R? Copy.
We keep looking at
Any,
any or no?
looking any. Yeah. Let's look at any.
Slowly, don't go too deep in her.
Any's that. Any's that.
Don't go too deep for her. Neeko's behind.
Gragas on me. They are me.
Why Neeko?
We hold 10.
Oh,
Okay,
looks
okay.
good. Looks good.
Looking
Slowly,
enemy, look at only.
Ezreal sun. Slowly.
Yeah, I'm coming. Take throw.
I'm ulting this way.
Ezreal no E.
I'm
Ezreal
ulting
no E.
right,
No
I'm
flash.
ulting right.
No flash.
Ezreal no flash.
I'm playing
Has E
slow.
now.
I killed Gragas.
Ezreal.
Ezreal.
Drake and Baron.
Yeah, nice.
Look, this guy. Nocturne.
Can someone chase this guy?
There's the FlyQuest families again popping off there. They are excited as we go back to live. The curtain's going to get called here by Massu, softening up Bvoy as they push in with this Baron buff. Now up nearly 5,000 gold. They're on soul point with the Baron buff. FlyQuest taking full control off of that failed engage.
And I really like the comms because this is something that was brought up with this young FlyQuest team a lot. How, especially at the beginning of the year,
Neo's gonna look, Paranoia's pop, Massu flashes away from him, but Contractz into the back line. Cryogen trying to peel for him, they gotta get back and help their AD carry, and they do just that. Gryffin goes on a killing spree, as Zeus is gonna be pushed back as well. Gakgos is low, but Fudge can't find his way in just yet. He has no explosive cask, has his flash, but won't be able to find anything. They go for the engage, but a quick flash from Massu means 1 kill to FlyQuest, and nothing there for Shopify.
Yeah, they've got a lot of power now, and if the engage is not going to make the full commitment all the way to the back there, Contractz just goes down, so FlyQuest pretty happy with the reset. Out of this, you have to think it's going to be a pretty smooth setup for Dragon Soul for them. They can 4-1 split push. They are going to go for the pick onto Fudge.
Grand Starfall comes in, everyone is there. Fudge fully surrounded again, getting picked off in that side lane could be costly. The objective bounties have spawned, but they have a couple minions here. Baron buffed up, and FlyQuest going to be able to push down, and you have to think they can take this tier 2 no problem.
Sure, take all the extra money, further fund everything so that they're going to be able to dominate the Dragon Soul fight in just 2 minutes. Plenty of time left on this Baron too. They've got 25 seconds. That's another full wave they can push with. If they want to keep up the pressure here, they're going to try. They still have Viktor walking over from mid lane, but good amount of damage here. More money off this turret plate.
Yeah, and Zinie has no flash, so a lot less scary. Massu did use his barrier on a tower shot, so he will be missing that summoner and still has no flash from that mid lane engage. Contractz now has the Paranoia back up and available, has come back from base as the curtains are going to get called. Zeus put low here and does have to retreat. Bvoy doing his best to try to clear out these waves. Zinie on the side does find a nice tippers over on a quad, but it doesn't get that much damage done. The Paranoia is going to get popped, and into the backline goes Contractz, but that is a one-way trip. Gryffin taking up the damage on the other side, and Zinie's going to be the target now. Quad looking for him. Griffin's going to go unstoppable as he finishes him off. Zeus going to look for the Pop Blossom, goes into the stasis. Gakgos on the side stuns up Fudge as they knock down Zeus. Fudge is next to fall. It's Bvoy versus the world now. That's a triple kill over and 4 total kills there for FlyQuest. Gryffin flashes forward. Bvoy, great shift back. Will keep him alive, but will do nothing to defend the Nexus for now. Low health bars there. Bvoy going to look with the True Shot Barrage. It's blocked up there with the Aegis Assault by Gryffin. Cryogen tries to predict with the binding. Can't find him. The towers have fallen. Bvoy trying to make something happen. Looking for a miracle. Can't quite find it. FlyQuest are going to get it done here. 20-8, 30 minutes in. They'll take game 1.
My biggest takeaway for them were the comms during that fight. All the comms were around, play it slowly, stay calm, don't go too deep for that kill. We've got this one.